Florida's child welfare system provides out-of-home care for about 17,000 children, all of them removed from their families' homes due to unsafe conditions. More than 20 years of data from the Florida Department of Children and Families documents a persistent trend among foster youth. A small percentage, about 0.1%, run away from their placements. That translates to about 160 children on average missing in any given month, year after year, because they run away from foster care. Florida lawmakers want to reverse that trend. In 2023, they passed legislation and the governor signed Senate Bill 204, creating the Task Force on the Monitoring of Children in Out-of-Home Care.
This is the December 15th meeting of the Task Force on the Monitoring of Children in Out-of-Home Care.
Its mission included identifying why children run away from foster care and how to mitigate that trend. The new law also enlisted the Florida Institute for Child Welfare to conduct research to help the task force find those answers. The research included an examination of best practices used in other states to reduce the number of children leaving foster care.
Once a youth leaves care, they expose themselves to far more trauma, such as human trafficking and other forms of victimization. They're much more likely to be arrested. And then some of the obvious things like they're not in school, it disrupts social relationships. And unfortunately, it also can end up in placement disruption, where a youth is no longer able to return to the foster home that they ran from.
The Institute conducted interviews with people across the child welfare system, including young adults who had aged out of the system, child welfare professionals, and foster parents. The conversations produced some common themes.
Kids are either running towards something or they're running away from something. Kids may be running toward connection when they otherwise feel perhaps unheard or disconnected in the system of care. They may be running away because they're not getting a need met that they're trying to seek elsewhere. And sometimes kids run away because they just want autonomy and decision-making power over their lives, where they otherwise feel powerless in this system where all these decisions about their lives are being made for them.
The research produced ideas to help prevent children from leaving foster care, such as allowing them to provide more input into their cases. That was a key takeaway from interviews with former foster youth. Giving them a voice in their case planning offers them a greater sense of control over their own lives. Empowered decision-making can boost their self-esteem, mitigate the trauma associated with foster care, and improve outcomes. The research highlighted the need for consistent relationships, so crucial because the adults in a foster child's life are often inconsistent. Children would benefit from the development of a formal infrastructure that provides consistent relational support. Some successful programs in Florida recruit youth mentors with lived experience in foster care to support children in care. But the programs are isolated across the state and should be expanded to other areas. Foster parents are asking for more support to meet the needs of some foster youth, especially older kids who have behavioral needs and represent a higher risk of running away. They need increased access to mental health services.
So we need to look at the caregivers, the adults in these kids' lives, and ensure that they have the adequate ongoing support and training that they need to contain and to help these children contain in these ideal placements.
Caregivers are key to preventing children from running away. The research reveals a need to assess Florida's current training for foster parents and whether it is meeting its intended outcomes. At the same time, foster parents want more tailored training. Each child they take into their homes has a different history of trauma and experiences, and parents believe focused training would best serve those children. Senate Bill 204 moves these goals forward.
What we learned as a research team at the Florida Institute for Child Welfare supporting this task force is there really needs to be more opportunity for youth who have experience in child welfare to have a voice. We hope that moving forward they have a more prominent voice, that we really hear their ideas and think about the feasibility and the implementation of those ideas.